Hello everyone, and welcome to BKA Oracles. I have some intuitive notes just currently, what's happening currently collectively, okay? The notes are very much based on spiritualism, a lot of symbolism, okay? A lot of between what's going on ethereally and in the matrix, physically, 3D wise, 5D wise, okay? But the foundation of the entire reading has to do with like elevating success, manifesting love attraction, and like with a pinch of theology here and there, okay? But I hope you guys are doing well, and we're gonna get into it. I'm gonna read the notes verbatim as always, and then I'm gonna tap in with some cards. So the first one, I literally was like seeing a whole different version of the Matrix, like the actual movie. And basically Neo, the hero of the movie among many, went back to the office, okay, but was free in the office. And I wrote down in my notes that this could be collectively for those that are awakened, okay, they know about things that are hidden, they were woke, basically. They have their eyes on things that could elevate one's soul, mind, and body. They know what's up. And the Matrix in itself has a lot of symbolism, but I'm just gonna like kind of tone it down a bit. Neo is basically the antidote for the one, or the, wasn't it like the acronym, the short version for the one. So Neo is one of the chosen ones, or the chosen one, and I feel like that is a link for the collective that are spiritually awake. You guys are chosen ones that know what's up. And the Matrix, basically, okay? You know how to go in and out of it. You know how to rest when needed. You know when to work when needed. Okay, you're not bound by the norms of the Matrix, if that makes sense. So you guys that are spiritually awakened, you know how to work comfortably in your daily life. Whether it's, you know, around your family that doesn't know about few things, or in society that is kind of like in a set mindset. So there's that. And then I also basically saw after that, like Christina Yang from Grey's Anatomy. I don't know why. I mean, you could be Asian, okay? I don't think, or you could have the name Christina, but nonetheless, you were like working at a dentist office, like next to Neo. So whether your name is Christina or you have, you know, Asian background, or you could just be a regular dentist here. You could be one of those that are awakened spiritually, but you still have like a matrix job. You still have a 9-to-5 job. You still have a society-based conforming type of job that is not really spiritual, but it's spiritual. And it's anyone that does some sort of like healing, okay, to better yourself or somebody else. That is, for me, I take that somebody that is spiritually aware of their gifts, okay, and their awareness consciously. That's just my take on it. So there is that. And also saw Morpheus that was kind of running around, I don't know, in the past, in the present, or in the future. It does really feel like a past life regression here. And it was kind of like hiding from like their family. It could just be like a man here that is spiritually awakened, is kind of like incognito, is hiding from their family because they know things that their family doesn't know, in terms of like being spiritually awakened, okay? For instance, you're the one that knows about, like, you know, there are certain things that is not really the truth like that, and there's some sort of things that are hidden. But if you were to ever speak about that within your family unit, they will look at you like you're crazy, things of that nature. So it could be like a masculine trying to hide from their family because, you know, you don't want to get into it. And understandably, I get it, you know. Those that don't know. So yeah, and then we're gonna kind of like shuffle a few cards with that. So I'm gonna start with, I do feel like I kind of explained it. Like, this is literally how I get messages. It comes in symbolism and whatnot, and as I kind of dive into it, it's kind of like, well, do I need to clarify? Because it's pretty self-explanatory, right? But let's see what the cards are gonna say. So we got a portal, and we got move your body and days from now. So with that linked to the first messages there, I feel like it's just opening up you as the viewer collectively into different aspects of how to manage your day-to-day life with still being spiritually awoke, with still being a part of the matrix, but being able to be free in it, if that makes sense. Okay, so I feel like what you're trying to do in terms of balances, or what you're getting into, you could be getting into like yoga, qigong, dancing, exercising. It's uplifting your frequency, like your vibration is kind of like shielding you from being a conforming being, things of that nature. So either you've been working on it for a few days, getting enlightenment, or it will come to you within a few days with this portal. I feel this portal could be linked to the Lionsgate portal. I kind of manifested around the 8, as they usually say, 8-8 portal, right? And the 888, actually, we're gonna get into that soon. It's actually tied to this divine goddess from Hinduism here. That's also on my notes, but yeah. Nonetheless, I feel like you're gonna get very much stability in terms of your blessings, your success, and your fortune. So anything that has to do with money would be very much flown into you. Okay, those are working that matrix job, so at 9 to 5, you know, whether you're a dentist like Christina, or your name is Christina, or you're just watching this and you feel like, oh, this kind of makes sense. Like, I know you might know a few things, but you still have to be part of the matrix, because as long as we're in the flesh, it is what it is, right? Your money is coming in, your success is coming in that area. Like, I feel like you have the capability now, the understanding as well, and able to be able to live on this earth in this 3D mentality, but also being able to be woke. I feel like you have the both of both worlds or dimensions, if that makes sense. Okay, I love that. I feel it in my spirit. I feel it. So with that being said, I think that's pretty much it. Okay, but there's this specific card, so I guess if you're not there yet for some, I might speak like future tense right now. I almost forgot. Like, the majority of these messages have been very much like dream sequence, me tapping into remotely what's going on in this virtual realm. So usually they come past in the future, but I really do feel for some it's already been instigated, and for others it will within either in a few days, or it will establish when it's due time. Okay, like in divine timing. But it's much more closer to you than you think, okay, or feel, or it's manifesting. For those that are not in this energy, you might feel these types of like little moments here where it's like anxiety, abandonment issues, insecurities, things of that nature, you know, and trauma and whatnot. But regardless of how you feel about that, things are still looking up for you, okay? So we're gonna move on. So, and I got this message on the 11th, but I feel like it's irrelevant. So we're just gonna move on, okay? We're gonna save the best for last. Actually, let's tap into the following message here. About this specific deity in Hinduism, right? So Lakshmi. I choose to feel abundant. Wealth is an inside job. I was initially wanting to like post this specific divine feminine oracle as like an affirmation here, but but like, let me just show you guys. It kind of look, it literally, not kind of, it looked like this. Lord, my vocabulary sometimes I can't. So it looked like this, right? And wait, it looked like this. And usually, I don't know why, I kind of mess up like the N and M. I guess kind of it's like my vocabulary now, but you know, nonetheless, I wanted to post this as my affirmation for upcoming Sunday, but because I messed this up, right? This N, it was literally like. Nonetheless, I messed it up. I was like, you know what? No, let me just redo it. But I feel like it's symbolic to this entire reading, and for those that mindful, it's where it was like, if you have messed up in life or something is not going right, you know, going back to the whole feeling insecure and fear mentality, it would not stop you from your blessings. It's not stopping you from your abundance. I feel like it's not stopping you from heading towards where you're supposed to head to, and that's success, as wealth. Despite your mistakes, despite your failures here and there, confidence is still your birthright as abundance, and it's coming in. And I feel like it's all tying down. I love it. Certain things in life, it comes unexpectedly and you're not aware of what's happening at the very moment. But I do feel like everything has a purpose. Like there's meaning to everything. Yeah. Ooh, I'm feeling the Holy Spirit energy. It's it's in the air, it's in the ethers. I love it. So with that being said, you know, it's affirmative, okay? But nonetheless, what I saw dream-wise, okay, what I was viewing in the spiritual realm, was basically like a small family was trying to like make ends meet here, and it was like a small Hispanic family, and then you guys were like heading out, and one of the family members was kind of late, their cousin or whatever, and as you took this taxi driver, you didn't know where to go. I feel like your family left you. It kind of looked like that, but not really. It was like you were late because you were going back to get something. And as you were like waiting for a taxi, you saw a bunch of other individuals that was like heading towards the same party. So you went in and rode with this like past friend, but then there were other people that was joining. Nonetheless, as you get the taxi driver took you to the road, it kind of looked like the Middle East, but I'm not really sure. But it looked really crazy. But it was like a lot of like deities, like Hindus, like deities from like Hinduism and stuff, like Lakshmi and so on, and they were like all over the place. And there was like a parade, and the taxi driver, I'm not sure, because you were kind of asking like, oh, that's like Lakshmi and so on and whatnot. And then the taxi driver was like, Lakshmi is like in the Quran. I looked it up because of the dreams I'll be getting. Like, for me, I'm not gonna lie, 9 times out of 10 it doesn't make sense, but I will try my best to break it down for you guys. But I'm explaining this to you guys. If you feel that this resonates, then so be it. But my perception of it, my interpretation is what I mentioned in the beginning, where it's like I'm just gonna pick and choose what I like understand, where it's like, hey, Lakshmi, it means this, right? I look it up and then I shuffle like my affirmation cards, and I had this, you know, around, and it's linked to abundance and wealth. So I was like, you know what, that makes sense to me. But nonetheless, as we go into the dream here, the taxi driver was saying that Lakshmi is in the Quran. It could just be that, you know, you are a Hindu getting into like Islam, or you're like a Hindu Muslim or Muslim Hindus, like that could just be it. Mind you, the dream kind of ended at that point, but I kind of took it that either you're getting involved if you're like again practicing Hinduism, you're incorporating both of their religions into your daily life. You could be taxi driver, okay? You could be from a Hispanic family. But I feel like overall message here has to do with collectively who anyone that kind of like watches this video is like abundance is your birthright and your confidence in your wealth. Like, so no matter what goes on this earth, in this 3D like dimension, regardless if you're religious or not, because you can be spiritually awakened within religion. That's also a thing. Like, let me keep it real, okay? And you know, I don't know, maybe some of you guys are like trying to manifest money through Lakshmi, you know, while being religious, you know, having your faith in Islam, things of that nature. But it looks good, you know. I feel like what I kind of broke it down in the beginning, it makes sense. So that's basically it. I ain't got nothing else. Well, I did write down that it wasn't as detailed as I was going into based on my notes, but basically Lakshmi means the founder, ruler of fortune, money, and materialism within Hinduism, right? And she was also like Vishnu's like partner, okay? So we're gonna move on. I know that was a lot though. But we're gonna move on. I just still wanna keep it here. So, and this is my favorite part. Actually, no, let me tap into like a frog symbolism. So like I was like in my Instagram for like 2 seconds, and one of my favorite like peoples was like, he's an actor, and he was like filming a frog, and it was like so this person. I love this man so much. And I look up frog symbolism. Usually I have like the symbolism, like, because I literally have a spirit animal deck, but I took to the help of the internet. So frog symbolism here, in short, what I found is that it's symbolic for success in life. Whoever is linked to the frog spirit is very likely to be successful. And I feel like it's all around tying into what we've been talking about: success, money, abundance, things of that nature. Okay, so it all has a symbolic meaning to it, a symbolic tie. And now to my favorite section here, because though I'm very spiritual, as you guys can hear and see and whatnot, my spiritualism of faith kind of is grounded into religion. I think you probably got that by now, but a lot of it is kind of linked to God. Okay, all of it is kind of linked to God. Like, I'm not lying. I used to be very like religious back in the days. That's why I know so much in different sectors. But nonetheless, as I was saying, I was on Instagram for a few seconds here and there, and there was this beautiful quote. After like a ton of people that was trying to like pray and whatnot and send good vibrations, because it was like the algorithm was algorithm for me. This one individual, for my favorite movie, actually, like Into the Wild. If you haven't seen that movie, that is just an awakening in itself. Into the Wild is one of the few like movies that really brought me to pay attention to what's going on in the world, okay? Us as individuals, us on this planet, but nonetheless, this old man was advising the male lead in the documentary. Actually, if I'm gonna be honest, it's a documentary, but in the film Into the Wild, and he says, John Cracker, he was like, when you forgive, you love, and when you love, God's light shines upon you. It's so beautiful, and I'm in awe. Like, I love things like this, things that really tap into your subconscious mind, and it's so valid, it's so right. Like, when you truly forgive whomever, right, or all, I should say, especially yourself, like, you really allow yourself to feel love in such immersed way where it's like everything just looks good and bright in your life. I don't know what it is, but it really feels like you are flowing, you know, you're free, okay, free from any bondage. And I just love that, and I wanted to share that as well. This could very much, we can tie that specific quote into those that feel fear and anxiety and whatnot. So I guess like the advice card for you in that sense, forgive those people who have hurt you, done you wrong, so you can attract love, not only for yourself, but for the people that you want to bring in. And not just love, it could be abundance as well, or anything else that you want. You know, you'd be amazed how things flow when you are just in a forgiving mode, okay? And if you don't have the opportunity to forgive them in person, or them forgiving you, do so like for yourself, okay? It's a very good healing method. And when you love, God's light shines upon you. It's beautiful. Like, it's the flavor. It's I'm really in this. I feel like I've said what I need to say, but let's shuffle some cards, okay? Why not? So we got Season in reverse, and then we got Mourn. So whatever you were going through that was really weighing you down, I feel like this season have come to an end, hence it being in reverse here. And I feel like it has to do with the fact when you are forgiving yourself in the situation, that then you will bring in this light, this God light that this quote was talking about. Also, go watch like Into the Wild. Is a really good existential like movie that really brings life into perspective. I feel it's really good. I will link Into the Wild in the description or in the comment section. Well, we got Mourn. I feel like you've probably been through a lot and grieving a lot for whatever the case may be. But this is basically your advice card here. You know, when you forgive, you love. And when you love, God's light shines upon you. I feel like it's a message your spirit was like, God wants to like set you free as well. If not that, at least your higher self. So, I love that for you. That's basically the entirety of this reading. And success is coming in. Love is being ordained accordingly for you and for others around you as well. God's light is shining upon you as well. All in the equation of it all. So thank you guys for watching as always, and take care. And you will hear from me when you hear from me. Okay? Peace.